Hey guys, welcome to Neighborhood Picks. For those who don't know, I am doing UFC 276 this Saturday. We have a great night of fights. It's International Fight Week in Las Vegas, and I'm really excited. What I'm here to talk about right now in this video is probably the juiciest plot within the card that some people might not know about, and really casuals definitely don't know about. So I want to fill you guys in with what's going on surrounding the king, Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya is the champion of the middleweight division, 185 pounds. Now, how did he get there? I'm going to let you know. Israel Adesanya was a tremendous champion kickboxer for years. Dana White had been courting him to come to the UFC since 2015, years ago. He was trying to get him to come to the UFC. He was the best. His nickname is the Last Style Bender. There was videos on YouTube of him going into God mode. Just a super athlete. And Dana White wanted him in the UFC. Adesanya, his reply to Dana White was, I'm going to work on everything so good that when I come to the UFC, I'll be ready to dominate. That's the level this guy's on. So that was agreed. So right before Adesanya was about to go to the UFC, he had one, I believe it was his last kickboxing match. Now, he fought a guy named Alex Pereira. Very important to remember this name. In the kickboxing circuit, there's another two-division glory champion, the 185 and the 205. Tall, lanky, power in both hands. His name is Alex Pereira. So Adesanya had his last fight in the kickboxing right before he was going to UFC. Everything was inked. That the ink wasn't even dry. So Pereira and Adesanya fought once. Adesanya beat him. So they're having their last fight. Long story short, what happens? Alex Pereira throws a check left hook and KOs the great Israel Adesanya. Not just stopped him, KOs him out cold, where after a couple minutes and he wasn't waking up, they had to put oxygen on him and everything. He knocked them the you-know-what out. So, now what happens? It was almost such a shock that the UFC and Dana White, they just ignored it. Everybody ignored it, and he just came to the UFC anyway. Now I heard about it, but it was so hard to even find on the internet that I think they did a good job of keeping it away. Like the UFC machine, that thing you couldn't even find it for months, but I heard about it. So then we found out it's true. So fast forward, guess who Dana White got to come to the UFC? Alex Pereira. Adesanya, fast forward, he came to the UFC, fought 4 times a year, dominated, became champ. Right now, Adesanya is the second highest paid fighter in the whole UFC after McGregor. He is the star of the UFC. That's how good he became. Now, Dana White went and got Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira is fighting on this card. Now, Alex Pereira isn't even ranked yet, but we all know, everybody knows, he's the guy that beat Israel Adesanya. So, they got him up against a ranked guy, Sean Strickland. I got other videos where I'm going to do each fight and what I think, but it's not time to talk about Sean Strickland now. But Pereira, unranked, is fighting number 4, number 5, Sean Strickland. It's 2 fights before the main event, which is Adesanya. If Alex Pereira beats Sean Strickland, in a good fashion, you're going to see Pereira and Adesanya meet again. That's why this is all happening. Dana White is so good. He passed up 130 years of boxing promotion in 28 years with the UFC. That's how good they are. You feel like you know the guys. You're invested. It's just so much more personal that you can't help but to be interested. It's like WWE or F, but it's real. So now Adesanya came. He's the king. He's the champ. Nobody can mess with him. He's fighting Jared Cannonier. That's no walk in the park. But saying he gets past Cannonier and Alex Pereira can defeat Sean Strickland, just remember, you heard it here on Neighborhood Picks. Alex Pereira, the only man to knock out Israel Adesanya, is coming. The boogeyman is in the building. Neighborhood Picks, Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. UFC 276. I will be calling it live the second the main event, the main card starts with Sugar Sean O'Malley. I'll see you guys soon.